Here we go. Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Hello, Peter. All right, welcome back to the Multiverse movies. Apparently, on my end, it wasn't like the intro wasn't appearing for me. Like it was just a black screen. But I'm looking at my YouTube feed, and it's telling me that the intro did play regularly. So I'm hoping that was just one minor. That's happened before on StreamYard. StreamYard's a little weird. It's not like your professional setups or anything, but it's just, hey, if you're a starter streamer, then you just use it because why not? But anyways, welcome back everybody to the Multiverse of Movies. I'm of course your host, Sensei Isaac, and we got a lot of topics to discuss today. We already got Cobra Kai. It's been confirmed there's a final season. Jason Momoa is playing Lobo, or well, not confirmed, but seems like it. Tron Tree, messed up. Tron 3 is starring Jared Leto. Dark Flash Toy League. Puss in Boots review. I'm going to be reviewing the movie since I didn't get to do a solo video on that, but there's just so much to discuss here on the Multiverse movies, and I want to thank everyone who is here today. But before we start off today's live streams, I do want to thank our members. So take it away, Earth 2 Isaac. Before we start off today's videos, I want to thank all the members who are supporting the Multiverse of Movies financially: Pedro Bonilla, Rhea, Lit Alex, the CJH, Daniel Martin, Strange Marvel Theories, BK Dan, and myself in comics. Thank you for supporting us financially. And if you want to support us financially, there's a join button near the subscribe button, and it is only 99 cents a month. If you help support us, you get a shout out at the beginning of every one of my videos. Now, let's continue on the video. Okay, that was weird. What the heck is even that? Like stream, like it's not appearing. Like when I play the clips, like the clips that I just put, the intro and everything. Like all the intro and everything, when I play it, it just doesn't appear for me. So it doesn't look like it's like weird. I'm so confused. Like this is a streamer thing because I can see it on my phone. Like on my phone, I'm seeing that everything's going well. So I don't know. We'll just have to hope it gets better. I do apologize because I have not actually uploaded a video since the last stream I did on Friday, which again, on this channel, we are doing weekly recaps every Friday where we just talk about everything that's happened in movies and we just kind of discuss it for this once in a week kind of stream. And it helps me talk to you guys, the audience. We get to talk, communicate, whatever it is. And so I've been very busy this week, so I do apologize for not uploading. We're gonna get back on it. Obviously after the video tomorrow, whenever we're gonna get back to it. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna make the comeback. So let me read some of the chat. Morbtron, Morbtron 3, bro. There was a lot of Jared Leto hate yesterday. It was crazy, bro. I mean, a lot of people don't seem to like Leto, obviously because all the sus things he did on set of Suicide Squad, then the allegations made on him. It's like there's just so much on Jared Leto. It was funny to see. Like it was funny to see, but we'll get into that in a bit. Let me see. Morbtron 3. Finally, the Morb plan is starting to take over. That is true, guys. The Morb heads are finally taking over the world, and it's only a matter of time till they announce Morbius 2, which is going to be the greatest cinematic achievement of all time. Like, you think Godfather's good, you think, I don't know, Citizen Kane, you think these movies are great? Well, clearly you've never seen Morbius. All right, let's see. No, thank you for devs. This destroyed my massive self-centric ego. I mean mods. Oh no, thank you for mods. This destroys my I have no idea what this means. Sorry. Comeback, yes. How dare they hate them more? You see, they hate us because they ain't us. Also, I'm gonna test out one more time to see if the clips play.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
Okay, now it played. Now it played. Okay. All right, we should be good. So we'll get into the first thing, and I think we might as well just go straight into it. The main thing you can see, the main highlight of the thumbnail, the main thing, and that is Cobra Kai season 6 has been confirmed to be the final season of Cobra Kai. And let me actually pop it up here on the screen. Share screen. All right, Chrome tab, Twitter. And so right here, uh, is it popping up? All right, there it popped up. Oh, I gotta pauses. Got pauses. So the Cobra Kai. Wait, is this the main? Well, I know Netflix did confirm this, so either way, it's whatever. But they did confirm that season 6 will be the final season of Cobra Kai. Um, yeah, and that is true. Which is unfortunate. To me, Cobra Kai is one of those shows that I can constantly rewatch. I love Cobra Kai. It's an amazing show, and it is disappointing to see it go. Now, let me see if I can find the main. There is a main post on it, Cobra Kai. See if I can find a main post because that was a fan account, I believe. Um, well, William Sapcap put this exact video, so it's like this is an actual marketing thing. Um, oh wait, no, so it is an official account. I'm so confused. I don't know, but anyways, or I think it's just a fan account. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. But no, it's been confirmed that Cobra Kai season 6 will be the final season of Cobra Kai. I've loved the show. Again, like I said earlier, it's a show that I can constantly rewatch. It's a nice emotional show when it gets emotional. Just hanging out with the characters like Johnny Lawrence and everyone. And I also like that they took a spin on Karate Kid, where it's like this time, or at least for the first 2 seasons, you're rooting for Johnny and you're rooting for the Cobra Kai dojo, which is funny. Obviously, in the Karate Kid, they always deem Cobra Kai as evil, devilish. Although in the recent seasons, eventually Johnny doesn't take over. Like Cobra Kai's taken from Johnny, and so now it's like it kind of becomes the bad guys again, which is always like, I thought that was a nice little spin. But no, we'll read the letter in a bit. Yo, we got Brian Masterman in the chats. He says, "Can you add neither to the poll?" I guess you could just say like not voting. So I've actually not checked the poll. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up on StreamYard. So y'all in the chat, y'all are gonna be the ones that indicate to me what the facts are. Uh, but no, Cobra Kai. I thought season 5 honestly is the second best season behind the first season. I think all the seasons were great. I will admit, once it passed season 2, Cobra Kai kind of gained a unique idea. Like it started getting a little bonkers in the concepts and stories it had. Like it started off very simple, and then it just went absurd. Like the whole high school fight thing and everything, like it started getting a little bonkers, but not too much like Riverdale. Like Riverdale went like off the rails. Like they started going into superpowers, multiverse, whatever the fuck they decided to go. But with Cobra Kai, it was just they kind of pushed it a little, almost the line, but kind of there. But no, I'm still very excited. I'm still excited for season 6. It is unfortunate it's the final season, but I gotta admit this right now, while I think it's a phenomenal show and it's one of my favorite shows on Netflix, I definitely do have to say that there isn't that much more story to tell. Like, if they were to continue 10 seasons, 12 seasons, I feel like you would overkill it because Cobra Kai is a kind of a show that has its limits. It's like I don't know how much story you can tell. And especially because the young adults in this, the teenagers, they're starting to get older, and I think a lot of them are like in their mid 20s or whatever. They're growing up. So it's kind of like, you've done 5 seasons, 5 amazing seasons. Everyone or a lot of people really like the show. I think it's time to wrap it up. And it's actually cool because this show started off as a YouTube original. Like it was on YouTube originally. Then Netflix bought it out, I think around season 3, season 4. Or no, I think it was season 3. And now this legacy continues. I'm actually gonna say this right now. While I really like the Karate Kid movies, I prefer Cobra Kai the series far over the movies. Even though I like the movies, I just think the series itself was much better. At least to me. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I think that's a mid opinion. Like there's a lot of people that agree with me on that, but there's also a lot of people that disagree. So I guess it would be like a mid opinion, not an unpopular one. I don't think that phrase has ever been used. Mid opinion. All right, let's see the chat. I just close it. I don't like either one, to be honest. I mean, we'll talk a little more about Tron later, but I'll admit I'm not the biggest Tron fan. Like when I heard the announcement, I think what happened was I was on Twitter and I think it was RJ responding to a tweet, and then that's how I found out Tron 3 was happening. I'm not the biggest fan of the Tron movies. Like to me, the movies are all right. They look cool, but I'm not like somebody who's gonna be like it's not like with a DC or a Marvel movie or Jurassic World or whatever, where I'm excited to see the movie because of the previous films. It's one of those movies I'm like, all right, I liked it, and if the trailer's good, I'll go watch it. Really, this is one of those movies that I'm really gonna have to like the trailer in order for me to really to go to the theater, because there's like movie theaters are expensive, the tickets, the popcorn, whatever you get, and I do have to be very careful with what I'm spending my money on. And and the thing about Tron is just hearing a Tron 3 is happening is not going to excite me. What's going to have to excite me is the trailer. And a good example I could use, a great example, I think this is the best example I could use, was for me, at least personally, Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer. I had no excitement for the Transformers movies. I'm kind of burnt out on Transformers. I thought the last few Michael Bay movies just were very, very weak. I remember watching The Last Night in Mexico in Spanish. Till this day is the only time I've ever seen the movie. It was in Spanish, the Mark Wahlberg and all that. And I thought I kind of got burnt out, so much so to where I didn't even watch Bumblebee. I ended up watching that on streaming, and I really liked the movie. But because it came out around the time Into the Spider-Verse and Aquaman came out, I stopped caring about Bumblebee. That's how burnt out I was. And so when I heard Transformers Rise of the Beast is happening, but without Michael Bay, I still was like, I'll wait till I see it. And then the trailer released, then the trailer was amazing. The trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beast was amazing. The music, the way, the cool action, everything really got me hooked on being like, all right, I'm definitely going to have to check out this movie. And I'm not a big Transformer. Like I didn't really grow up watching Transformers, nor did I collect the toys. It was just kind of like they're there. And I kind of like, and I like the first movie. I think the first movie is still pretty good, but uh no, and the seeing these animals car like transformer-ish, those look cool. So I'm very excited. And that's really what Tron 3 is gonna have to do for me. It's gonna really have to make a really, really good trailer in order for me to care about Tron 3. All right. So yeah, let's see. Brian says, "Hope you're good, bro. Just stopping by to say hello." All right, thank you, Brian, man. Everyone, shout out to Brian. His channel is Brian Master of None. I think it should be easy to find. I'll go subscribe to him. But yeah, bros thought they was Marvel. What's up, Dat Boy 22? How you doing, man? He says, "I've honestly never seen the Tron movies. I've seen. What was the second one called? I saw the first one called Tron. The second was called Tron Is there more Tron movies? I only know the first one and Tron Legacy. I thought both of those movies were actually pretty solid, but they weren't movies that I look back and think, "Oh, they're amazing. Oh, nostalgia." They're more kind of those movies where I'm like, "All right." I do remember I think the last Tron movie came out like when I was a kid, and I do remember on Disney Channel there was like a lot of commercials being like Tron this, Tron that. Like, and I was just kind of like, eh. I mean, I didn't get to see it when I was a kid. I didn't watch it until like a couple years ago. Like, I think I was still in high school when I watched the Tron movies. But I remember eventually I just tried them out, and I was like, they're pretty good movies. They're not great, but they're all right. But anyways, uh, let's see. Cobra Kai is fire though. Yeah, I love Cobra Kai. It's one of my favorite shows on Netflix. Like it's right there around Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. And by the way, we are going to be celebrating the 15-year anniversary of Breaking Bad today, my favorite show of all time. You guys know how much I love Breaking Bad. I mean, look at the freaking image I have here. Look, I even have Walter White holding the Infinity Gauntlet. Like bro, I love Breaking Bad. Like everyone around me, like even on my Twitter, anytime I respond to someone with a GIF, I always respond with a freaking Breaking Bad meme. Not gonna lie, who cares about Tron? Well, I actually didn't know people cared about I didn't know people cared about Tron until I started seeing a lot of people talk about it like all over social media. Now, just because people talk about it on social media doesn't mean that it's gonna do well. The only way we know a movie is going to like does have a large audience is based on its box office, you know. Like Black Adam was being heavily marketed, but you know, not that many people care that much uh about Black Adam. But with the Tron movie, I was surprised. Like all my friends on YouTube were talking about it. Like group chats were filled with conversations about Tron. I was like, God damn! I had no idea Tron was loved. Like I've always just thought it's a mid movie. I thought it was just okay. It was like all right, you know, I had fun with it, but that's about it. You know, the toys are expensive as fuck. Hey, look, I quit getting toys. I stopped toy collecting. I stopped doing that because that shit gets expensive. You know, I had to clean out a lot of my room. I realized it was just you know, like empty space being taken up. Anyways, yo, we got Daniel's hot topics. How you doing, Daniel? He says, "Hi Isaac. Yeah, Jason Momoa confirmed something big without saying very much." We are going to talk about that clip in a little bit. It is going to be interesting to break down that clip. Anyways, I think Tron Legacy. Yeah, that's what the sequel is called. I think. Look, that's how forgettable they are. I don't even remember the sequel name. The fact that I can remember titles from the Transformers movies like Dark of the Moon, Last Night, Rise of the Beast, but I can't remember the Tron movie, which was only literally 2 words. That shows me that I just don't care that much about Tron, you know? But yeah, it's just cyber motorcycling boring race. And I thought it was all right. I just didn't think it was like great. But I was surprised how much people really liked that. But should have been more of this, more of that. Breaking peak. Heck yeah. But yeah, let's see. Daniel says, um, continuity is the most important thing in a story, so I hope they keep Ezra Miller as the Flash and bring him into the new DCU after he creates it after the events of Flash. I disagree. I still think Ezra shouldn't come back. I just, to me, there's just so much stuff that has happened behind the scenes that I don't know. I don't know. To me, they shouldn't bring him back unless, and this is the only part I'd say unless they can all clarify that what happened was in, like, for example, the grooming allegations, especially debunk those, and then maybe, just maybe, he could come back. But because those grooming allegations are still out there, they're still fresh in my mind, fresh in most of us minds. To me, bringing back Ezra is more of a moral question rather than an if or should or kind of question. You know, Ezra, like I'd be fine, like if it was like, oh, Ezra had bar incidents, Ezra had some violent incidents, like breaking in and all that. Because at the end of the day, Robert Downey Jr. did far worse. You know, Robert Downey Jr. was literally in court with an orange jumpsuit. But with Ezra, those grooming stuff, the grooming allegations really need to be answered. I'm sorry, but I don't know if I can go watch another Flash movie where I don't know if this guy touched a kid or not. That's really my main moral question. And the thing that annoys me is that anytime I dare, because remember, you guys remember that I was making all these videos on Ezra. Every time I questioned everything Ezra did, I always had people being like, "Ezra's innocent. He did nothing wrong. Uh, you're just a hater." And I'm like, no, I'm just wondering, hey, if this is true, I would like some clarification. Please, just clarify, you know? And I also thought it was weird that people kind of dismiss the house breaking. Although I will say this, I'm willing to redeem, if someone broke into someone's house, I'm willing to redeem that person. Uh for example, Robert Downey Jr., I believe he broke into someone's house and slept in their bed or something. And I believe he nearly ran over someone with his car in a drunk driving. I think that's what Robert Downey Jr. did. But I was just a little frustrated that people just kind of treated break and entering as if it was nothing. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be straight up right now. If someone broke into my house, their life is taken away immediately. Now, that may be the Texas in me. Texas people are very protective about their properties. But bro, if someone broke into my house, I don't care if I'm close, unless you like your family. But that then again, that would mean that's because you already have a key and you would have tell me before they were coming. But if someone broke into my house, their life is taken. I don't care. I literally sleep where I sleep, there's a machete under my bed and there's a gun near like in my drawer. So I'm very, very cautious. And I think when you break into someone's house, you are invading someone's privacy. That's not just something we should slide. And I thought it was crazy that people just kind of were like dismissive. Like they were like, oh, it's not that serious. What do you mean it's not that serious? The person there probably felt like their life was threatened. I don't know. But sorry if I went into that too much. I just feel iffy on the Ezra Miller stuff. But anyways, some of them just jump on trends to get followers and hard shit. AK. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh wait, we talking about Tron still? I have no idea what this means. With every movie, how the fuck Isaac is 21 but acts 49 doesn't get most? Oh nah, bro. Do not ever say that to me. I understand meme culture. Unfortunately, I will at least understand most of meme culture before 2018. I remember I used to be like this big edgy meme guy, so much so to where I get like nostalgic sometimes when I watch like Filthy Frank, bro. All right. But anyways, last night, Ezra Miller doesn't even deserve a dollar and a dime. Well, he already got paid for the first Flash movie. But I don't know. To me, I don't care about continuity. I always care about like morality. But anyways, yo, we got Liam Daly. What's up, man? He says hello, everyone. Hello, Liam. Thank you for being here. But anyways, French in my. Oh wait, I thought you said French. Why did I think French? All right. Anyways, Daniel says, how cool would it be if Ezra Miller comes into the new DCU and makes a cameo in the new Superman movie or whatever it will be? He runs into Lobo, Jason Momoa, and he says, Arthur, what happened to you? I mean, I would like that last part, just that I wouldn't if the Ezra stuff doesn't get resolved, I wouldn't be happy if Ezra came back. Like, but let's say we find out Ezra's innocent, especially about the I don't care about anything else. As long as the grooming stuff didn't happen, you know, I don't know. I just feel like with the Ezra stuff, it's just kind of been so downplayed. It's been so downplayed from the very beginning. I remember when the first incident that happened in 2020 where he choke slammed a woman, everyone kept saying, "Oh, it looks fake. It looks fake." I'm like, yeah, I agree too. But I would like to know that he didn't actually assault a woman. Or at least I would like to know the backstory. For all we know, maybe the girl was harassing him. And we till this day we don't have an answer. The only person that's come out with that answer was the girl, and she said that apparently they thought Ezra was joking, but no, Ezra actually took it serious or whatever. But and then people switched the narrative because it was confirmed that there was a real incident. Ezra had to be removed from the premise that like he did choke some. And then people started being like, "Oh, well, it wasn't that hard." Who the fuck cares? Someone puts a hand to my neck, I'm fucking killing that person. I don't care what anyone says. If someone puts their hand on my neck, I'm beating the shit out of them. I'm being straight up about that. You know, because that's always been a very because when you touch someone's neck, you're not doing that because you're friends or whatever. When you touch somebody's neck, you're basically threatening. You're threatening their life. You know. All right. Sorry if I'm getting into that. We'll stop talking about Ezra Miller. But yeah, let's see the chat. Isaac is a hater on lactose. Why so much? I got unslapped. I was say old head, oldie but goldie. Yo, Liam says, I got some Brian and Hove Albion news. We won against Liverpool last weekend 3-0, but today we lost Leonardo Trossard, but he was absolutely pump as ours. I will say, I'll never get to feel what it's like to support a small not like one of the big clubs. Like I'm a Barcelona fan. I grew up a Barcelona fan. So I will never get to feel that. But I just feel bad for like the more middle of the pack teams like Brian or Aston Villa or Sevilla. In Sevilla, this happens a lot in Spain, where it's like you'll have a really good player, but because they're so good, they have to transfer out because a lot of players want to go to bigger teams, which is why I respect when players stay at their clubs. Like when Declan Rice, if he stays at West Ham, although if they get relegated, I doubt he will, but seeing that Declan's not left, seeing those kinds of players is really cool. So I do feel bad for that. But hey, man, y'all, for some reason this season, y'all have been kicking Liverpool's ass. Like I believe earlier in the season, y'all beat Liverpool. I think y'all are going to meet them up in the I can't remember. Is it the EFL Cup or the FA Cup? I can't remember which one was. I don't really keep up much with the cups in England, but that's cool, man. I know Brian's having a good season. I know Graham Potter, your former manager, he is not having a good season with Chelsea. Bro, Chelsea spent like 190 million in the transfer market. It's insane to me how much Chelsea's spending this. But yeah, I feel bad about that, man. Best of luck to Brian, man. We're gonna be rooting for Brian. But yeah, I think Alexis McAllister is staying, which is very surprising. I think he's more staying because he's still really young. I think he's 23, and I feel like right now he wants to focus because some players will stay a little longer so that they can develop themselves. That way, when they go to bigger clubs, um, but yeah, I mean that's also a big heads up McAllister. If he stays up for a long run, and Brian, that's a big shout out. Emiliano Martinez, he definitely got offers. I guarantee you that, but he's staying at Aston Villa. I think that's amazing, seeing that these World Cup winners are staying at their clubs. Like that, it's a big surprise. Although with Emmy, it makes sense because he would go on loan every year. Uh, and it makes sense then now because I actually saw his interview with Ben Foster. He's this goalkeeper who has a YouTube channel, and I really like him. And he had an interview with Emiliano last year after Argentina won the Copa America. I remember Emmy said something like he loves being in Aston because he finally has stability because he spent over a decade moving from one club to another, this and that. But now he now knows where he's going to be. And I think that is important because it's crazy to think, but a lot of these players are constantly having to move from countries. And that must be tough for the kids, the wife, imagine being like a kid and your dad's going from France one year, then the next year Germany, England, like bro, that would really I think that would probably mess somebody up, you know. But yeah, up the Albion, as they say. That's cool, man. But yeah, Brian's having a great season, man. I still don't see why Graham had to leave, especially when this year just began. But Chelsea and Liverpool definitely not having a great season. I'll tell you that for sure. But anyways, Daniel says, did you hear or see that there was a new reveal? There's a villain in the Flash, only the Dark Flash, and he's a black spiky version of the Flash. How many villains does this movie have? We're not exactly sure. But I will say the Dark Flash reveal that we got, it looks cool for a toy. It looks cool. It still isn't accurate to the movie. But it is going to be cool to see how they do Dark Flash. Um, Now how many villains we still don't know. But yeah. Anyways, Cobra Kai, season 6 has been confirmed to be the final season. The final season of Cobra Kai. So there's that. All right. So now let's get into the next topic. Let me take out the camera right there. All right. Now let's go on to the next topic. And I know we already discussed this a little bit, but let me go more into this topic that I feel like we haven't gone to talk about. Um let's see if I can find it. All right. So here we have it on the screen. Let me pop it up real quick. So Tron 3 got announced, and you saw a lot of people tweeting stuff like this. Not because a Tron 3 is happening, but because Jared Leto is going to be starring in it. Now, let me go into this. Would a Tron 3 do well in the box office? It's really going to depend on how good the marketing is. Because I don't think Jared Leto. I like Morbius. You guys know, and I'm not saying that just as a meme, but I straight up like Morbius. I thought the movie was pretty solid. I thought the movie was pretty good, but it did prove that Jared Leto can't carry a movie. Or at least he can acting wise, but not financially. Like no one, very, very few people go to movie thinking, "Oh man, I'm excited to see Jared Leto." And by the way, I think Jared Leto is a good actor. I think he's a good actor. I even like his Joker. Yeah, I'll say that. It's even in my intro. I like Jared Leto's Joker. But with that being said, I'm gonna say this straight up. I think this movie is gonna flop. This is just my prediction, but seeing the disdain of Jared coming back, seeing that already a lot of the hardcore Tron fans don't even seem all that excited, or well, some seem excited for the fact that there's a sequel, but a lot of them were not excited based on the director they're choosing, which his name is Joachim Roning, who did direct the Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tells No Tales. I thought that movie was mid, but um, with Jared Leto and Tron 3, seeing that already it seems a little mixed, and the fact that Tron isn't all that like look at the chat. A lot of y'all didn't even seem excited for Tron, including me. So I don't know if this movie's gonna do well in the box office. That's my main concern. But that's the only thing I gotta say about Tron 3. That's really the only thing I had to say. But anyways, we're gonna pull up the next topic. But let me actually read Liam's comment saying, by the way, I do apologize to my non-soccer fans. No, non-soccer fans don't understand what we're talking about, but I do want to talk a little bit about this. But Graham left because of money, no other reason. Like a thief. It's that's why at the home games against Chelsea, he and Cucurella got a lot of boos from the same for Leonardo. Yeah, I mean, I with Graham, I don't know how a manager, like, I can get obviously money. You want to coach in the Champions League. Wait, was Chelsea even in the Champions League this year? I can't remember. I think they were. I don't know. But I can get a manager wanting to. I just don't get why do it when the season already began. Like, to me, that's a recipe of failure because preseason is very crucial to every team out there, to every club. Cucurella, I'm gonna be honest, because I don't watch much Brian games, I don't really know how good Cucurella is, but as a Barcelona fan, I remember he was like hyped up as the next big prospect. And I remember Cucurella got a couple of chances in some early Copa del Rey games. I remember just thinking defensively he's not very good, but attackingly he was good. And I was always like, why doesn't Cucu try to play more of a left wing, left mid? But eventually Barcelona decided not to go with him because there was another young left back that they wanted to be as Jordi Alba's backup, and that was Miranda, which he didn't even end up staying for the long run. He ended up going to Real Betis. But yeah, the good thing is Barcelona now has a good young left back and Balde, so that is cool. But anyways, yeah, it is gonna be interesting to see how people treat Leonardo. I don't get why even. I mean, wait, he's going to Arsenal. Oh wait, I understand now. He wants to have that Premier League medal. Okay, I get it. Now I realize. If I had been any other team, I would have thought it didn't make sense. But anyways, let me pull up the Jason Momoa clip, the thing everyone wants to talk about, and I'll theorize what this means. But anyways, let me see if I can get it. All right, pull up the screen. So Jason Momoa put up this clip, and we won't talk about it right now, but let's actually just straight up get into it. Let's see.
4 years, 4 years ago, I had the Jeep out front. No, I want you. I looked 4 years ago. I was screaming, wasn't I? Yeah. Screaming when I left Warner Brothers. Right? Everyone's in the meeting. 4 years again. It's a mystery, baby. We got, I got some really good news. Great news with Warner Brothers. Amazing. Wish I could tell you, but here it is. Peter, I love you. James, I love you. David. Okay. Mwah. To the future. Baby! Picture me rolling.
All right, so there was that clip. Also, I realized Brian is playing Leicester tomorrow. But yeah, so there was that clip. Mamoa posted this on Instagram. All right, so clearly the one factual thing we can get from this is that Jason Momoa is part of James Gunn's DC plans. That is the facts. The fact is Mamoa is in the DC universe as Aquaman or as Lobo. We don't know, but it's clear he's excited. Now, so you see in the video, he's yelling happily. He seems excited. He seems excited for the future, but more specifically, he thanks both James Gunn and Peter Safran in this video. That is the interesting thing to take away from all of this. How thankful he sounds. And I'm going to say this right now. I think he is playing Lobo. I think this basically confirms Lobo because Momoa, for years, even during the time he was Aquaman, he's been saying he wants to play Lobo. He loves the character of Lobo. And a lot of fans, when people think Lobo, they think Momoa is perfect for that role. So I think this answers the question. I think Momoa is going to be Lobo. We're just gonna have to wait and see and find out when they're gonna officially confirm that to us. But Momoa seemed very excited. Obviously, and I gotta respect James Gunn for this, but he's meeting each of these actors individually and telling them, "Hey, do you have a future? Do you not?" Like with Cavill, they talked, and unfortunately, Cavill had to leave disappointed. Obviously, being told he's not going to be Superman. Same thing with Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson, where they're like, "Hey, you're not Black Adam, at least for now." Um, and I think I like that Gunn and Safran are at least meeting with them. I feel like if I was to be told this news, I'd rather meet with this person in person and not do it through the phone, you know? But no, this clip really indicates a lot. I think he is Lobo. I don't think there's really too much to say about it. I will say this though. I think this may mean that we're not going to get the slate for at least another week. I'll be straight up about that. Max said on his recent stream, he says that he believes Gunn is the slate was supposed to come out either today, but James Gunn pushed it away because Scoopers got a hold of that confirmation. And I think that's bullshit. Why would Gunn even do that? Like, bro, you want to hype up the DC fans as much as you can early on. So like, why even like, just straight up be like, oh, it's not happening, Anyways, let me read some of the comments real quick. Jared Leto makes a great Joker. I agree. I like his Joker. Now I'll admit he is one of the weaker Jokers. Like I don't think he's as good as Heath Ledger. I don't think he's as good as Joaquin Phoenix. But the main reason why I'd say that is because we didn't really get much of Jared, and Jared and Suicide Squad only had like 7 minutes of screen time, and in the Snyder cut he didn't get much time there too. So we've never really had enough time. I will say his designs is a little weak. I like the hair, I like the pale skin. What I don't like about that Joker is more the damage tattoo and the grills. I thought that was too much, and also the fancy clothes was also a little weird. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Anyways, I'm a huge fan of the Tron franchise. Oh, that's awesome, man. Hey, it's good to have a Tron fan. A lot of the people in my chat don't seem to really be big Tron fans, but it says Tron might be my favorite sci-fi movie. I really enjoyed Legacy, especially that Daft Punk score. A lot of people really want to see Daft Punk come back for this. I don't know if that's been confirmed. I saw a lot of people acting as if it's confirmed, but I don't know if it is. I didn't really read the article. Anyways, the director, I do enjoy his work, like Max Manus, Bandita's Heck, even Pirates 5, but Disney 5 are choosing for a lot of these types of projects like a workman type of director. Yeah. I like Momoa. He has charisma for days. If Max said was true, Gunn has taken out Scoopers before, so I don't think what Max said was true. I don't know. I just don't think I don't think James Gunn is that I don't think James Gunn is that sensitive to Scoopers that he would be willing to delay something that he's planned for a long time. I don't know. Max is really stupid, so I don't really put much attention to that. But now, let's actually look for an interesting picture that I want to put up. So shall we? Let's see. See if I can find the picture. Yeah, so here is the picture we were talking about for Dark Flash. here's the picture for Dark Flash that people are talking about right here in the bottom. He was used in the CW, I presume. I believe he was. But here, this was a toy leak. Yeah, Michael Keaton's Batman here. You have Ezra's Flash, or at least the R Flash. Then here's another version of Flash, which that's one thing also took. They confirmed that this is a younger Barry than the R Barry, that's interesting. See, I messed it up, but it's interesting to see that. But Dark Flash, the design, there's not really much to it. I mean, it looks good, but the spikes remind me of Doomsday, like the spikes. But other than the spikes, this kind of looks comic accurate to Dark Flash. Like, or at least not this version. There's like another look to Dark Flash. Dang it! This person not put a picture. I love this picture, Venom Flash. But no. Did anyone post a picture? Well, it's close to the. It looks close to the CW. Uh, but that was Zoom, I presume. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, here is a comic book picture of Dark Flash. So that's cool. That's cool to see. I know a lot of people. I don't get it. When the Flash movie, when Andy Muschietti came out and said that the Flash movie was going to be inspired by Flashpoint, people were like, "Oh, they shouldn't do Reverse Flash so early on." Like, people just assumed, which I understand. Andy did make it sound like they were gonna go straight up from comic. I know later on he clarified saying no, they just took inspiration from it. They're not doing a comic accurate version of Flashpoint, which is to me the most iconic Flash story out there. But um, but like, people were so mad when it originally got announced that it was gonna be inspired by Flashpoint, and people were like, "You can't do Reverse Flash in the first movie. You gotta build up to that." But now it was confirmed that Dark Flash is the main villain and not Reverse Flash. But now people are mad because they're like, it's not comic accurate. But I was like, wait, but you said it was too early to do Reverse Flash. And also, the movie is called The Flash. It's not called Flashpoint, you know? Um, it's like, it was funny. Um, let's see. Daniel's Hot Topic says he seemed like a good guy at the time. He was a DC YouTuber, and we were talking about the Flash movie on August 3rd, 2021. Talking about the Flash movie, he said the Flash would go to the jail. Crap, what are we talking about? Wait, we're talking. Wait, crap! I have no idea what we're talking about. Goofy up Flash. I don't remember Dark Flash being in the Flash, probably because I gave up on the show after season 3. Well, I think he was, but it was later on the seasons. I only remember the first 3 seasons. The other seasons are very forgettable. I stopped watching Flash, I think, at season 5. That's when I completely was like off the. Like, I was like, hey, you gave me 2 crappy seasons in a row. But I do remember Zoom was the villain for the 3rd season, and for the first 2 seasons, it was like Reverse Flash, right? But anyways, the other Flash suit is so bad. Which one are you talking about? The one next to him? I think the suit looks cool. He said the Flash would be going to many universes. One of them would be Joel Schumacher's Batman universe. In that universe, in the present 2022 or 2023, Bane would break Batman's back. Oh, okay. I'm actually kind of happy that they're not getting into Reverse Flash right away. Yeah, me too. To me, Reverse Flash is someone you tease and you build up to. Although one of the leaks is saying that you are gonna get like you're gonna get like some kind of tease towards Reverse Flash, because Reverse Flash is too iconic to just do in the first movie and then kind of forget about it. I saw the Flash lightsaber clip online, and I was like, "Yep, I'm glad I gave up on this show." Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. Like, it's kind of like they just went off the rails crazy. I stopped watching. I stopped watching that. Uh, but anyways, let me actually talk about one thing, and this I'm mainly talking about because I didn't get to make a video on this, but I'm like, and I was kind of late to the game, so I'm like, hey, you know what? Why not? Why not just talk about it? So let me pull up a picture so that everyone knows what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find a picture. All right, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. Uh, I can't find a picture for it. Okay. All right, here's a picture for it. I don't care what the tweet says, but there's a picture of it. Anyways, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I finally got to see the movie like a week ago. Saw it in the theaters. And I also watched it with my friends literally right after. One of my friends had a Voodoo account, and we watched it in their house. And so I've seen the movie twice. And Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is actually a really, really good movie. Now, I'll admit, when I was seeing the reviews from like 3C Films, John Campia, they made the movie sound better than I thought it was going to be. So I was a little underwhelmed, but it was still a really good movie. And I'll say this right now, as somebody who grew up with the Shrek franchise, as somebody who loves the Shrek movies, I love the first two. The first two are great. The third one was weak, and the fourth one was pretty solid. Or actually, not solid. I think it was really good. The first Puss in Boots movie I thought was good. Not great, but good. The second Puss in Boots movie, though, was great. It was I really liked it. I think it's the best Shrek related movie since Shrek 2. Uh so I gotta say this. I like, excuse me, I had to drink some water. I like the movie. I had a lot of fun with it. So let me get into what I like. So Antonio Banderas was great as Puss in Boots. I actually like Puss in Boots more in this movie than I did in the last movie, because he had like a lot of more lessons. I liked it and all that. And I'm gonna say this right now, Perrito right here. I love this character. I love him more than I liked Humpty Dumpty in the first one. He's just a lovable character. Everyone loves Perrito. Yeah, and yeah, that's his name. That just means dog in Spanish. And then you had Salma Hayek. I think her name was, what was it? It was Kitty Softpaws. I think that was the character's name. She was great in it. Florence Pugh and the Three Bears, though, I'm gonna say this straight up. They were the standouts of the movie. They were the more entertaining part of the movie. Seeing the Three Bears, and yeah, that like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I like that they switch up the story, that they eventually adopted her and all that. I really like the story. Seeing the chemistry amongst Goldilocks and the Three Bears was actually cool. I like the little nods they had to like the fairy tales and the nursery rhymes, whatever. That's usually what Shrek does. There's also like, they also had like a very Godfather-esque in the sense that there's like a mafia in the Shrek universe. There's like this big guy. I forgot what the guy's name, but he has like pink hair or whatever. He's from a nursery rhyme. And I love that they kind of put this weird, it's like they added so much to the Shrek lore that it was actually, because the first Shrek movie didn't really feel like it added, or not the first, the first Puss in Boots movie. That movie didn't feel like it added to the lore of Shrek, but this one did. Seeing that there's death out there, he's hunting you down. Seeing that there's like mafia bosses fighting for certain types of power, like that is so cool. And I like that. I really love that they went into that route. And I thought that was cool. But overall, it was a good movie. The scenes with Death, which is the wolf. Originally, I thought originally it was the big bad wolf, but no, he's Death, like the literal embodiment of death. And those scenes, I'm gonna say this right now: if you're gonna watch this movie with the kid, the kid's gonna like this movie. But I do think, depending on how young the kid is, the wolf scenes are definitely gonna scare him. I'll just say that straight up. They actually like treat him as like a real, like a horror type character. I like that. Like it's really cool. But no, Puss in Boots was a solid movie. My only criticism is some of the jokes didn't land. Like some, especially early on in the movie. There's like, I remember the first 10 minutes of this movie, while entertaining, the first 10 minutes were definitely like, it felt like they were trying too hard to be funny. And I get what the movie was trying to do. It was trying to show you that Puss believes he's immortal. He thinks that death means nothing. And I like the message of the movie, by the way. I like that the message is, live life to the fullest. No, like, we're all gonna die eventually. Let's live our life to the best we can. And I like that. And I like that the movie ends in a way where it still gives you that lesson. And I like that. Uh, but my only weakness in the movie is that the first 10 minutes, some of the jokes didn't land for me. In fact, even throughout the film, some of the jokes really didn't land. But for the most part, it was still funny. It was entertaining. It's not a rewatchable movie, though. I'll say that right now. It is a short movie. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. But like with Shrek 1 and 2, those movies I can rewatch days on, days in. Like if you were to invite me to your house and you're like, hey, you want to watch Shrek 2? Even though I've seen it many times, I'll be like, hey, I'll definitely watch it again. I don't think they're these phenomenal masterpieces, but I'll say they're really good movies. But with this Puss in Boots movie, I'll admit this is that kind of movie you have fun with, you enjoy it while you're there, and then you move on. It's not a movie you're gonna get in your Blu-ray. It's not that movie that you're gonna watch every other day because you love it. But but it is that kind of movie that you're gonna have fun with. You're gonna really enjoy it. You're gonna like the characters. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like that. My only recommendation is if your young one is scared of like dark images or dark things like that, I will say be very careful with the wolf scenes. All right, those scenes are a little creepy. So I'll just say that. But yeah, that was my review for Puss in Boots. Overall, a good movie. Not like this fantastic movie, but it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Um. Anyway, let's see what the comments. I still need to see the Puss in Boots. I'm excited to see it. Yeah, man, I really liked it. I really liked it. Puss in Boots: The Last Witch is not going to be released in the UK until sometime in February. Oh man, that sucks. Sorry about that. Well, I hope I didn't spoil anything. I was about to. I'll admit I was about to, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But no, I definitely do think it's a good time in the theaters. It's a good, enjoyable movie. That I had fun with. I had a lot of fun with it. So yeah, and it's also pretty short, so it's not like this long 3-hour movie. All right. I like the idea from what I've seen in the clips is like death is a person. Yeah, the embodiment of death. I also like this isn't a spoiler, but there's like a joke in the movie where he's like, I'm not a metaphor, I'm not an idea, I am literal death. I come for like it was funny how the wolf was trying to explain it, but it was funny. Lord Farquaad. That seems cool. Yeah, he was cool and badass in the movie. Even before you saw him on screen, you just felt nervous seeing him pop up because it did feel like at any time he was going to kill Puss in Boots. But yeah, pretty much saying memento mori to little kids. I hope this leads into a new Shrek movie. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. No spoilers. I'm gonna be very careful. I won't say what the ending of the movie is, nor like what the last 30 minutes of the movie is. But there is some kind of hint that there could be a Shrek movie. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. And because this person put out another picture, we'll talk about Velma. Now, I made one video on it before it came out, but let me give my review on the first episode. Now, I don't know if they've dropped more episodes, but uh but I did see the first episode. I saw it on YouTube because I don't have HBO Max at this moment. It was literally 4K on YouTube. I don't. By the way, how the fuck do they post the Velma episode but not the episode of Last of Us? Like, how they do that? Like, come on, man. But anyways, I did check it out. I was like, hey, I'm gonna give it a chance. It's not as bad as most people say. Like, I see people being like, this ruined Scooby Doo. This is horrible. This ruined my childhood. But let me drink some water, by the way. Sorry. God damn, I was doing that voice and my throat really started hurting. I've not been drinking so much water in this stream. Yo, we got Kavari says, shut up, Isaac. I'm here, Bash, Rebel Moon. Bro, you get like real. I feel like when you see Zack Snyder mentioned on your Twitter, you're like your dick stands up just knowing that you could criticize Zack Snyder. That's obviously a joke, but it does seem like you're really into shitting on Snyder. Anyways, it's great that Antonio Banderas is still active in the movie industry. I will always remember him as Zorro in The Mask of Zorro. I still hope he can come back in a potential third Zorro movie. Yeah, me too. I do love Antonio Banderas. All right, but anyways, let me go back into it. So, I saw a lot of people being like, "This is the worst thing ever. This is ruined Scooby Doo." And I'll admit this: growing up, I wasn't really that big of a Scooby Doo. Like, I remember there'd be a couple episodes I'd watch on Cartoon Network or Boomerang or something like that, and I'd be like, "All right, they're fun, entertaining," but they're not like cartoons that I like grew up and loved forever. You know what I mean? But there were cartoons that I was entertained by. I remember I watched that recent Scoob movie. I remember the first time I watched the Scoob movie, I was in my like movie critic stage where I was only watching the big movies like Citizen Kane, Godfather, Goodfellas, Scarface, cinema. But then I kind of got out of that phase being like, hey, you know what? Not every movie has to be that kind of level. So I rewatched Scoob and I was like, hey, Scoob was actually a fun movie. And this isn't the first time they race swap Velma. It's very noticeable that in the Scoob movie they made Velma Hispanic. Which, you know what? I'll say this right now. I don't really care about the race swapping. Like, I'm fine that they made Velma a different race in this. I'm fine that they changed. Like I don't care. Um, but but for a comedy, it was very unfunny. And like there's a couple jokes I did laugh at, but what this show felt like, it felt like a 40-year-old person that went on Twitter for for 5 minutes, saw the humor there and said, "Oh, I want to feel cool, young, and hip. Oh, what are the cool kids making jokes about nowadays? Oh my god, they're talking about lesbians. They're talking about white people. They're making jokes about these. So let's go full throttle on that." And that's kind of what it felt like. Like all the jokes in this show were basically white men bad. And I'm like, look, don't get me wrong. I like making fun of white people. Like you white people put salt on everything. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But like it was cringe because it literally became like every 5 seconds it was, "Hey guys, do you guys remember white people are bad? Did you guys know white men are bad?" And I'm like, bro, like I get making the joke, but why do you gotta make, like, you can't just give me how long was this episode? Wasn't it like 10-20 minutes? I don't remember. But it was like 20 minutes of just white man fun. Oh, and then even the two main white characters, Daphne and fuck, what's the blonde guy's name? Someone remind me in the comments. What's the blonde guy's name? Bro, I just watched this episode. Fred is his name, Fred. So Fred and Velma, or not Velma, and Daphne. Fred and Daphne are just seen as the stereotypes of rich white people. And I was like, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but like, this is racist. This is kind of racist, man. Like, I don't know, man. It's like I found it sus that that all their jokes were just white people bad, and I'm like, I get making the jokes, but like, why is this your only joke? Like when you go to a comedian, like when you go to a comedy, like you see a comedian like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, whatever. They make different jokes, or Gabriel Iglesias too. I like him a lot. They say different jokes. They make unique jokes, and they're not just saying the same joke over and over and over again. Like that's what makes comedy good. Like you got to make fun of everything. You can't just make one joke and hope it goes on for the entire time. And that was the cringe thing about Velma. Now, as a story, so I do like one thing. I'll admit, one thing I would like, or one thing I found funny in the show, or one thing I did like, was that they did change Velma's origins. The reason why she's into mystery is because her mom would give her a lot of mysteries to solve. It's also said that she does get PTSD anytime she does try to, because of her mom's unsolved murder case, and I like that. I thought that was good. And I'm also, I know I said this originally, I don't really like it when they take kids' properties and make them R-rated. I always found that dumb. I'm like, hey, why don't you just make your own thing? But no, with this, I was still fine with it. I thought, hey, I'm fine, R-rated. I did like Norville. Norville is basically Shaggy, which I actually came to find out that Norville is Shaggy's real name. But anyways, I thought that character was the only character in the entire show I thought was actually entertaining. Excuse me. I did love I did love that the entire joke with him, or at least a big joke with him, was that he hates weed and he hates drugs. And the reason why I think they're doing that is because later on you're gonna see him get into drugs. Or at least specifically weed. And I like that because I like, if that's their setup to the joke, then I actually like that. But I did like Norville. Norville was actually an entertaining character. Velma, on the other hand, she just doesn't seem like a fun character to keep up with. Like she wasn't entertaining. It was just constantly her being like, everyone around me is stupid, especially the white men, you know? And I'm and I don't know, the show is just really cringe. Um I think every girl on the show is a lesbian besides Daphne. I think that's kind of what it felt. Not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that it just felt weird that they were going this route of let's make everything weird, you know? Um, but no, the race jokes were the ones that I cringed at most, because I'm like, why are we only making fun of white guys? Like, why? Like, bro, that gets cringy after a while. It gets annoying. But no, I thought the first episode was all right. I didn't think it was all that bad. I'm definitely not watching any more episodes, but it is funny that all this hate probably got season 2 greenlit. Because I do guarantee you, if this was a normal show about just Velma and the young Scooby Gang, a PG, I guarantee you no one would have cared. But because it was like this more, because it became this controversial thing online, I guarantee you that's what got its viewership. I don't know if that'll work in the long run because I do think people will eventually stop watching. But no, I thought it was all right. I didn't hate it. I also didn't like it. Definitely not watching it. But I will say Mindy Kaling, I think she's great. I know she wrote a lot of the episodes of The Office. Shout out to her. She's a great comedian. But like, bro, your entire joke cannot just be centered around one topic, and then that's the entire joke. Like, nah, you're a comedian. I know Mindy's funny, so make some funny comedy. The Mindy Project is also funny. Like, make some freaking comedy. Why is it so hard to make more than one joke? Also, Liam has to go. Sorry about that, Liam. Thank you for being here. Hopefully, Brian beat Lester tomorrow. But yeah, you know what? In this channel, we support Brian Hovalvian. But yeah, I'll definitely say because of Liam, I will say I do want Brian to win games now. All right, let's see. Let me pull up other comments. Sorry if I missed out on a lot of comments. Liam also says, I'm a huge fan of Scooby-Doo. It's one of my favorite cartoons. I didn't realize that Velma was coming out, and I don't have any plans to until the controversy quiets down. I mean, I'll admit, like, if you're a Scooby-Doo fan, don't go in there expecting they're going to do the characters like you remember them, because they are very different. To best exemplify what Velma is, it's basically a wannabe Harley Quinn series. The Harley Quinn series makes fun of white guys all the time, but the thing is, it's not their only joke. That's why I love the Harley Quinn show. The Harley Quinn series is actually funny, and it makes fun of everything. Kind of like Family Guy. Family Guy makes fun of everything, although theirs is more extreme. But like, like Velma felt like people were like, "Oh, we should do the Harley Quinn rap, but let's find a normal IP." Oh, I guess Scooby Doo for some reason, like that's how I would put it. Velma seems racist. The character, yeah, she definitely has something against white men. And yes, that's racist. I'm going to be that straight up. Being racist towards white people is still being racist. If you're judging someone based on their skin color, you are racist. That's all I have to say. I know that's something a lot of people won't agree with me on, but it's just facts. But yeah, you are right about that. I hate watching Velma. It's why they're getting a second season. Definitely. I only watched the first episode. And look, I went in there not paying attention to what everyone else was saying. I was like, hey, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see and find out. And then I watched it and I was like, eh. Like, at least make it funny. Like, there were some jokes I laughed at. Again, the Norville not wanting to do drugs. Like, I thought that was funny because Shaggy's supposed to be the stereotype of a weed smoker from years ago. But I don't know. Like, the rest of the jokes were just kind of like, eh. Like, Mindy Kaling, somebody needs to sit down Mindy Kaling and let her watch the Harley Quinn series and be like, hey, this is how you make a comedy while still being edgy, while still being very cartoony. This is how you do it. All right. All right. Let's see. If it was Asian, Indians, or black people, would it get called racist? Oh, like if it was making fun of those other races, I'll say no. Like it is unfortunate, but when minorities are racist, it's almost seen as nothing. Like me, Hispanic, I make jokes on white people all the time. No one can ever calls me racist. That's the one thing I've always found annoying. Like, we're living this weird time where people are against racism, but because they think it was only white men that adopted the racism, they still want to blame the white men, which, yeah, systematically, historically, white men did oppress in America, but like, it's not like that anymore. Like, some fucking white kid that lives in, I don't know, fucking Florida, he had nothing to do with the oppression. So, it's like, it's weird that we live in a time where people want to end racism, but want to counterattack it with racism towards white people. Like, it's like it's a weird time. Now, I will say white people will never have to go through the racisms that Hispanics and Asians and black people have gone through. But like we also can't, like, if we got to practice what we preach, if we're going to end racism, you got to end it with all races, like, you know what I mean? But anyways, the more these bad meta shows come out, the more I'm getting annoyed by meta comedy and shows. I mean, yeah, I like meta comedy. I just feel like sometimes meta comedy can get cringy. Like in Matrix Resurrections, I just hated the entire joke of, oh, Warner Bros. Bought us out, so they're forcing us to make a fourth one. And I'm like, this sounds like the writers really did not want to make this movie. Like some meta comedy is either really funny or really annoying. And it's like weird, It's like weird. Like Harley Quinn to me is a perfect example on how to do a meta comedy. But um but what was I talking about? Oh, Velma is like the example of not to do a comedy, Anyways, Monkey Jeebus, what's up, Monkey Jeebus? Bye, Liam. Hope you have a great day, man. Oh wait, I think it's late at night for the people in the UK. Wait, is it? I know if it's after 2 p.m. I know it's like nighttime in both the UK and Spain. And I only know that because of soccer. Velma sucks. I mean, I won't say it sucks. I'll just say it's like weak. I think it's very weak. It's just I'm just not gonna watch. I'm just not gonna continue watching. I don't even know if they put out, like, have they released the entire season? I don't know. Because I didn't see it on HBO Max. I don't have HBO Max. I saw it on YouTube. Like, it was on YouTube full 4K. Like, and it annoyed me because I'm like, bro, why are they putting the Velma episode but not the Last of Us episode? I need to watch Last of Us, but it's not on YouTube. Like, god damn it. God damn it. I'm not about to go site searching because I know them shits can give you viruses. But yeah. Velma insulted adults who watch cartoons. Smart, insult your audience. Well, I would say that's more of a meta commentary. Like, I think that's more of a meta joke. I just think that their jokes were just cringe. Like, I thought their jokes were just cringe. Like, that joke specifically was more just kind of like, it was kind of funny, But for the most part, it was like cringy. Like, cringe is the best. Like, literally every episode, I was like, ugh, ooh, that didn't land well. Kind of felt like that. But I would say Velma feels like seeing somebody at a store slip through a wet aisle with a sign that says caution wet floor. You feel bad for the person, but you do stop to watch and laugh because you're like, how the fuck did you not see that sign? But no, Harley Quinn also insulted the audience, and I thought Harley Quinn was hilarious. Harley Quinn made fun of DC characters. They made fun of Batman. They made fun of Robin. They made fun of Superman. Like, Harley Quinn is the example of how you do meta commentary. They also made fun of Joker. They made fun of everyone, literally. All right. Monkeys Jeebus says, rumors are Velma has a black girl named Scooby. Mindy's basically saying black. No. I actually searched it up. Her character's name is not Scooby. I know that was like a tweet that came out. If that had happened, I would have been like, all right, what the fuck is Mindy even doing? But no, I searched it up. I forgot what the character's name is. I can't remember. I remember Bianca was the one that let me know. Bianca, crap, I can't remember what her name was, but it's not Scooby. Apparently the show is not going to have Scooby at all, from what I've heard. Like at all, like in general, which, I mean, I'm fine with that, doing a prequel. I just think, just make it funny. At least make it funny. But I also don't get why not have Scooby-Doo. Like, I feel like Scooby-Doo, you can write a lot of funny things with Scooby and Shaggy in it. Although his character's name is not Shaggy in here. His name is Norville. I don't know. 2209 in France. That's cool. 2 more weeks. UK so extra. Why they leave Europe? 2 episodes a week. Oh, okay, two episodes a week. How many episodes in general? Like, is there like 10 episodes, 8 episodes? I don't know. I'm excited because this week, How I Met Your Father comes back. I know nobody cares, but I'm gonna bring it up. How I Met Your Father is coming back on Hulu this Tuesday. So I'm excited for that. So yeah. Harley Quinn insulted the audience. Yeah, watch Bad Batch instead. I thought Bad Batch season 1 was okay. I thought it was okay. I thought the first episode Bad Batch was good. I remember that came out on May 5th, you know. I thought the first season was okay, but I thought the first episode was good. That's why I don't really. Well, to be fair, I only watched 3 episodes, and I kind of just tapped that. I was like, it's okay. It's okay at best, you know. They removed the face Scooby-Doo of the franchise. Yeah, I thought it was weird. I'm like, why don't you just at least have him as a background dog? Like, just have him be like Velma's dog that's just there. Like, I don't get why even just remove the dog in general, you know? You're talking about season 2, bro. Well, I'm bringing up season 1 because if season 1 wasn't good, then I'm not gonna watch season 2, bro. Right? I think 8. Oh, 8 God damn, really? Only 8 episodes? I don't know. It's like I'm so done with these short. Why is it that now we live in a time where we're getting so few episodes for shows? I can get a couple, like Mandalorian. I could understand that. I could understand certain shows being a little shorter, but I feel like it's way too common nowadays. Like I like I don't know. I don't get like I miss the days when there was 20 episode long series. You know, that used to be the norm. Like Game of Thrones has a shitload of episodes, or at least make the episodes longer. Although with Velma, I don't think it matters though, because I'm not going to be watching Velma. The only way I'll watch Velma is if somebody says the show is finally funny. Like if someone tells me that the show got way better, then I'll be like, all right, you know what? I'll check it out. I'll check it out. But I don't know. I doubt it though. you always gotta impress, man. You always gotta impress. Uh, you gotta impress on your first showing. If your first episode's bad, then the people watching are probably not going to continue watching. But yeah, like I'll admit, when I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones, the first episode's boring. I'll admit that. I'll admit the first entire season of Game of Thrones is boring, but the next 7 seasons were fantastic. Although I do think there's some issues with season 8. I don't hate it as much as people do, but there are some issues with season 8. But no, Game of Thrones season was the only reason why I kept watching after season 1 is because I knew what was going to happen in season 2, 3, 4, whatever, you know. I did think the first season of House of Dragon was amazing. I'll say that, but yeah, I don't know. With Velma, I hope it gets better. Like I never want to hate a show, and I don't hate the show, but I just don't like it either. I just hope that look, let's say this season, let's say all 10 episodes, like Monkey G was just saying, let's say all 10 episodes suck. All right. Let's say all the 10 episodes suck. I would hope that by season 2, they take the criticism, they take a lot of it, and they're like, all right, let's change the narrative. Let's make a better show. You can have the same characters, you can have the same premise, but make it funny. Just make it funny. Because really, when you make a comedy, that's the only thing people care about. People just want to laugh. When you make a good horror, people just want to be scared or spooked. You know, when you make a romance movie, people want to see drama. People want to see this. People want to see that. When you make an action movie like John Wick, people uh, people want to see, you know, cool action. But with a comedy, that's the same thing. As long people don't care about the plot of a comedy. Family Guy has shitty plots. Family Guy has shitty writing. But guess what? Family Guy is hilarious. Family Guy is funny. And that's all people care about. People just want to sit down, know what they're getting, and hope they get what they wanted. You know, that's my only hope for Velma. All right, the only people watching are haters and leasing and buzz. What's hater? Like, haters is a very vague term because you can be a hate of something. Like, for example, I'm a Nazi hater. I hate Nazis. I hate annoying people. I hate cats. Fuck cats, by the way. I'm just kidding. I actually like cats. But like Like haters a very big term. Hate watchers. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. Oh, why didn't I get that? I should have gotten that from the get go. But no, yeah, haters is a very vague term. But yeah, although I know that's not what you mean. Like I could be a hater of AirPods. I have no idea. I'm looking at AirPods right now. I guess that's why I brought it up. But I don't know. BuzzFeed is everything that's wrong with society. I wouldn't say that because there's a lot of society issues that are far worse than BuzzFeed. All right. I will say BuzzFeed. I mean, does BuzzFeed still exist? I've not heard of them since like freaking 2018, but BuzzFeed was the example of middle class white girls who have never had real life experience but want to act victim like to me that is what BuzzFeed exemplifies. All right. The left accused Mindy of being all right. I think it's because she liked the post from J.K. Rowling. I think I have no idea. I don't really keep up with that kind of shit. BuzzFeed makes me want to take a cheese grater to my nuts. God damn, bro. Well, at least it would shave your pubes. Hopefully, I'm just kidding. Bro, I remember the first time I was ever terrified of cheese graters was this one episode of SpongeBob. Let me see if I can find it actually. SpongeBob cheese grater. I remember I was really young, and cheese graters really scared me because of this. Wait, let's see if I can find it. Where was it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right, let's see if I can pop it up on the screen. God damn it, it's not popping up. Why is it not? What the heck? Let's see if I can get it. Huh, it's not popping up. Oh, okay, here. I found it on Twitter though. Let's see if I can pop it up. This was my first exposure to cheese graters. And I was in SpongeBob. And I remember I got so scared because all I kept thinking is those things are gonna cut me in half. I don't know. This always terrified me as a kid. But yeah, BuzzFeed killed my family, so it turned into the Punisher. That's one of my profile pictures, John Berthel. Although there are some news, there is some tragic news I would like to disclose to everyone here on the channel. This is y'all are gonna be the first ones to hear it. But let me see if I can pop it up here on the screen. I don't want to spoil what it is. But let me see if I can pop it up. I remember it was on Instagram. Crap, where is it? I think I'm about to find it. I'm about to find it, guys. Be patient. We're also gonna end the stream in 5 minutes because I do have to do some things. Although there's a lot more news that I had. Oh, no, never mind. There's only like a couple more things. Let's see if I can find. All right. Let's see. God damn, Instagram's slow. Twitter is not this slow, at least on my laptop. Okay. I think I got it. I got it. So it is unfortunate that I have to be the first one to let you guys know about this news, but Remy the Rat from the hit movie called Ratatouille was killed in Atlanta. It brings me great sadness to be the first one to report this, but Remy the Rat was found dead in Atlanta. I would like everyone to take a moment of silence to remember our fallen hero, to remember the legacy of Remy the Rat. He created the best. He was the best chef in the business. You know, I know that redheaded freak wants to take all the credit, but it was the homie Remy that did that did all the work. So shout out to Remy. Remy made the best food in the world, and he's also helped advocate for rats' rights. That's why in New York you see rats walking around, because Remy was just that cool. Remy was just that cool, and it's unfortunate to find out that that Remy has passed away. But yeah, that's the last thing we have to really get close. It was the 15-year anniversary of Breaking Bad. Again, my favorite show of all time. And they are going to be in a commercial. Both Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul are going to be back in a Chips commercial. I don't know what the Chips is called, but there was a clip of Aaron Paul back as Jesse. Jesse. Who killed him, turning into the Punisher for reals. I don't know, man, but whoever it is, they deserve the worst. They deserve the worst. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching the stream. I know it was a short stream. I think we went an hour and 20 minutes. So thank you all for being here. It was a cool stream. But yeah, anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a wonderful day and expect me to upload again. Sorry for not uploading for the last week, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it? That thing you do. Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it? That thing you do. Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Cinderella, I think I'll find your glass slipper, baby. Cinderella, I think you found your prince charming in, baby. I don't know much, but I do know that I'm feeling you. Hope that one day, maybe someday you'll be feeling me too. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you